Hello everyone, this is Ninetailorochimaru, and we are back with Shadow of the Colossus skips, tutorials, what have you. Now, this one is the one that I discovered after Nareem's, I think that's his name, discovered that the Hydrus skip is in fact possible. This skip I found while trying to replicate it. As you guys can see, I have a bigger screen now, so you guys can actually see what the hell is going on. Yeah. So, basically, the skip is very hard to explain. I'm gonna do my best. It's something that you basically just have to get a feel for, and once you get it, you'll get it like 9 times out of 10. Like, it took me a while. Like, I was trying to calculate things, trying to calculate where I went, all that stuff, and then I eventually just got like the muscle memory for it and the feel for it. Now I know like where to line up. I just don't exactly know how far away. Anyways, I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. Okay, so let's get to the footage. So we'll see the skip in action. So basically what I'm doing is I'm waiting for this to go away, and then I start swimming. Now I believe, oh yeah, the footage skipped here for some reason, but I swam like 17 or 18 paddles, and basically what I'm doing is I'm lining up with this thing right here. Like, this is the important part, is being right here. Now when I was swimming too, let me go back here just a little bit. Come on. Alright, so as I'm swimming, I'm not swimming at the pillar, I'm swimming like right here-ish. And I'm doing this until I'm like right about here, like I said. So like, you basically want to line up with the edge of this, alright? So basically that's what I do. I'm like, okay, so I'm like right there. I think this is right. He's coming up. He's already aggroed. It's 25 seconds in. I was like, okay. So then what I do is as his head begins to lower, I jump up in the air. I go to the left side of his head, or the right side of his head, I should say. I jump to the left. And then I do a jump stab, and I hold R2 at the same time. And what that does is it makes him like wig out. And so then what happens is he raises his head. And I figured out that the reason why he does this, and I didn't know this until after the fact, but the tower is right here. And his AI doesn't know how to respond. And so what happens is he'll actually raise his head up. Now, if you're like too close to the tower, what'll happen instead is he'll like raise his head up this way, like his, the back of his head will be facing over here, like he'll be here, and his face will be here. So like basically just picture this sigil like over here instead, and he'll actually like do a flip around. And I figured out that if you are to be on his shell when he does this, this will cue the music and the boss theme, and so this is probably what you'll do if you're trying to do hard time attack, because this trick will only work in NTA or possibly RTA once you get a feel down for it. I don't know. But so anyways, what I do then is I just grab on, and then I just start stabbing. Now I don't think I get it this time because I tried to go for a jump stab, which is risky, I will admit, but you'll see here, like, I'm still up and about, but you really only get, like, the required amount of stabs. Oh, no, so like, he starts to submerge, like, right around here at, like, 51, 52 seconds. Like, at 53, he's done. Like, you have to either be stabbing him and be done, or you're toast. So you have to be fast, you have to be precise, and then I figured out a faster way to do it. So let's fast forward. I just want to show you guys how consistent this is. So we do it again. I skip the cinematic. Let me see if I can count the paddles this time. And then again, I'm like facing this way. I wait for him to go away. Okay, so this time I'm actually swimming. So basically, like I said, I'm just swimming towards this. I don't know if I get it this time, but I was trying to get a feel for it, and I was like, okay, so I'm lined up with that. I swam towards this. He's coming around, and basically, so you want him to be coming back around. Now, let me go back here a second. So the reason why I wait for him to do like this is because if he sees me too early, he'll come up where he first saw me and got the aggro. and you want to get the aggro in the spot that that's the money spot. And so what I'm doing is I'm letting him go. He's gonna go like behind a pillar over here, and if you get here fast enough, he'll actually just like make a U-turn and come back. If you take a little bit, he'll still do the U-turn, maybe just not as fast. But if you take too long, he'll actually just circle around. And so that's why I'm not sure if it'll work for RTA. It might if you just jump on the left side of the thing and just wait for him to... Anyways, so what's going on here is, again, I'm right here. I'm like, okay, I think this might work. I think it does work. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's why I recorded this. But yeah, so then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to jump. His head popped up. So like I said, I kind of got a feel for it now. I'm like, okay. So then I run up. I start doing my stabs. I don't think I get a good time here because I think I, again, try to jump stab. There was a lot of like jump stab attempts because I'm still trying to get that 46 seconds or whatever down. Or no, so like right here, I wasn't fast enough. At the beginning, I kind of lagged behind. So it depends on like where you get on him, when you start stabbing, all that stuff too. So I'm like, okay, retry. And then again, I think what I do this time is I, again, just swim towards it. Let's see. So yeah, I wait, I start swimming, again, right like in between the space here, and I'm just swimming straight. Like I'm just swimming that way. And then I'm lining myself up with that. I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. And then I'm like, alright, so now we just gotta play the waiting game. There's this little, okay, so there's this little sharp point right here. I don't know if you guys can see this, because there's like a shadow here. That's what I'm lining up with. I forgot to mention. So like, let me back this up. So I don't know if you guys can see this in the actual like YouTube video that I'm making. But let me, so there's a shadow here. Like there's shadow on the water. And basically what I'm doing is I'm lining up with this portion of the shadow, like the very edge, and there's like a sharp point, and basically you want Wander to be there. So like, again, like I'm waiting, as I turn the camera, I see the sharp point right here. I'm like, okay, I might be too close, and then I do my jump, but nope, I was right on time. I pull up, and then I immediately start stabbing because I'm in the correct spot. His sigil mark is basically around here. I'm like, okay, let's go to town. And then I stab. I'm still underwater. I'm like, okay, now let's do a jump stab style. And then I got another world record, 47 seconds, 18 milliseconds. So, I mean, it's fairly consistent. Now, I believe I come back. No, this isn't the one. But basically what I'm doing is, like I said, I'm paddling. I think this is the one where I paddle. No, this isn't the one where I paddle. So the one where I paddle, I'm essentially doing 17 or 18 paddles, but I'm just paddling basically until I reach that point. Again, it's shadowy. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. I mean, if I could zoom in more, I would. But there's like a shadow right here. Like you can see the outline, and I'm just lining up with the very edge of it, and I'm like this, basically this far away. I don't know how far away this is. Again, you'll get a feel for it, but like I said, I just do the paddles out to this location, I wait, and then he shows up. I'm like, okay, let's do this, and then, you know, the rest is pretty much history. So that is pretty much the skip in a nutshell. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. Now, like I said before, so as you see, let me go back here. If I turn, so there's this pillar right here. I don't know if you guys can, let me just, so there's like this pillar thing right here. This is where he's coming around from. You want him to be doing that. If he's like around on the other side, I don't think the skip will work. In fact, I'm pretty positive it won't, because there's like a specific position you need to be in and all that stuff. But again, so if you want to know when it works, this is what it'll look like. So he pops up and he'll actually pull his head up like that. That's when you know it worked. If his head is facing the other side, it means it didn't work, but you could probably still jump onto his shell, walk across it for like maybe a second or two, and then jump on him, and the music will start, and then you can stab this, and then just begin like a normal aggroed sea dog. Eel. I can't. Hydrus. There we go. Yeah. So that's basically as in depth I think as I can get. Like I said, you just gotta be fast. You just gotta get a feel for it. I mean, I just swim pretty much. Like if you see the moss here, I pretty much just swim straight, like straight at this, and I just go as soon as I see like the tentacles, or not the tentacles, the what are they? Tendrils? I don't know. The shock things. As soon as I see those, that's when I start swimming, because I don't want to get aggroed too soon. Alright, well, I think that's the end of this video. Like I said, yeah, so... Yep, there he goes. 47:18. I'll be posting this on speedrun as well to show off my world record. But, as always, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, I want you to stay awesome. AWES9ME. Alright. Bye.